So, how's everyone doing? I'm not sure if I'm going to post this or not. I might, just because. But many of you know me as being a person who prides myself in being a communicator, a connector, an educator, you know, a strong activist, an advocate for truth and history. And I'm a nomadic native. Most of you have heard me. In the past month, I've put 6,000 miles on a car rental. And I've been doing a lot of work. Some people are familiar with the work that I do, some are not. And that's okay. Over time, if people want to learn about who I am and what I do, I'm all for it. Many people who do know me know that I pride myself in having strong communication and strong transparency with a lot of things in life. And right now in my life, it has been extraordinarily traumatic. Like, I'm not gonna do comparisons or things like that, because of course there are going to be people in this life that are going through harder times than I am, and I'm never gonna try and be that person who's like, my struggle's harder than yours. And then there are people who would not even be able to comprehend everything that I do. I've already had people sit alongside me for part of a day, part of an afternoon, some days through the week, and they're amazed at what I maintain and withstand and hold. And so when I say I've been through traumatic times, it's not just like one thing, like an oppressive, controlling, vindictive ex that I've had to threaten and quite possibly finalize pursuing a restraining order upon, or a vehicle that ex is a part of, sitting, dealing with the car rental. So, like, in that, I've been in a car rental since October 2nd because a power complex has been navigated between myself and ex, because their name is a "and" on my car, even though I've paid 100% of it. Even though I paid the whole deposit and every single payment, the power complex of not signing it over to total it out. And then strong advocacy in saying, I love you, I care about you, we'll fight for your car, you need a car, getting my hopes up to fight for a car, fight the insurance, to say, hey, the insurance needs to give comprehensive options instead of just trying to cash you out, and that just pays back the finance company, which doesn't help me get a car. So I'm like, wow, even in that stress, they want to hold it solid. And then, because I don't comply to vindictive power plays, and I stand strong in my resilience, that I need to be punished for that. So I'm still in the rental, out of pocket. And now other things are occurring that I won't be able to have it. And my car, yes, just yesterday, the insurance contacted me saying they're gonna fix it through my party, awesome auto repairman who is badass in Hollister, J&A Auto Repair. I helped him with his Yelp, I helped him with his Swarm, help him get online, we help each other. Thank you. I'm happy. But in dealing with all of this month, this October and November, I call it Rent You Token Native Month. It is the time when it's Native American Heritage Week for Indigenous Peoples Day, aka Columbus, and then November, month of harvest, month of giving thanks, and Turkey Day, where a lot of institutions love the presence of Native peoples and Indigenous voices, and I love it. It's my most lucrative time of year. Granted, I am so stretched. I'm everywhere. I wish I could be in more places because there are so many amazing projects. And I have ideas that if I had time to be sitting at a desk, I could be doing so many things, from creating like Google Forms for people to connect and to offer input, to a few ideas that I've learned at a few of the conferences I've just been to. I was at some amazing conferences, and just so many ideas, and I'm a catalyst of energy and a catalyst of ideas, and I want to connect with doers and thinkers. And so in this, I've been in extreme trauma to the point where little things have been happening that have been triggering me, and it hurts and it stings. And I caught myself accidentally blowing up at not an innocent bystander, at someone who questioned something in a very non-sensitive or non-respectful way. And I know they didn't mean it, because they didn't know any better. So they were only asking and inquiring about Native peoples of the area, but it was in a very colonial way. Ow. I hate seatbelts. Or I hate seatbelts right here. And I'm sorry, like, you got my chubby cheeks, because I got this angle going on. But hey, I'm a nomadic native, and I'd love to create some awesome videos conversing and going back and forth about some things. So I want to connect with people. I want to help people. I want to help our communities. I want to try and walk the best way I can. And it has been extraordinarily hard this month because of everything. It's all been piling up. And then with today's colonial settler mentality and entitlement, just frustrating things keep adding. And even the times that I seek resolve and the times that I seek safe haven, even within our own communities, there's that frustration and strife and lateral violence. And it's hard and it's heavy. And I'm not even sure why I'm making this video. I'm just trying to document something, because there are times when I have a need to share my voice, something amazing comes out. And I want to use that strength for good. I want to use that to at least better things walking forward. I want to use my skills, my ability, my connections, my presence to offer myself to go forward in a good way, from as simple as honoring truth and history, to trying to be a good daughter for my mother, to being a good partner to those who are still in my life, to being in the places that I need to be. So in all of this, some people may take the sign of my vehicle conking out and being a sign that I might need to settle down, but guess what? It was immediate that a rental came into my life, and it was immediate that I was able to still go to all of the events I was meant to go to, and immediate even in the bumps in the road when it came to it being held over my head and taken away, and held over my head and taken away. And even to this day, I should be handing back this darn rental, and the office is allowing me to keep it a bit longer, on good faith. I'm sitting here like, things are happening in a good way, and I need to recognize that. And I also need to recognize that I wouldn't be able to do all these amazing things that I'm doing had it not been for those who support me, had it not been for those amazing beings who stand strong in my life, who give me those thank yous, who give me those pats on the back, who give me that extra $20 for gas, who go out and grab me a coffee, or those who just talk to the right person who says, you know what, you need to talk to her. Because it was moments like those that are the strongest and most amazing. It's not that one person who can give you $1,000 like 4 years ago, who wanted to remain anonymous, that totally helped you survive for a month or two. And that's a big chunk in helpfulness, but it's those little things. It's those simple things of strength and solidarity that keep you going, that remind me to wake up every day, to connect with my community and do what I can, when I can, where I can, when it comes to honoring truth and history, and when it comes to just trying to be a strong advocate for my community. Yeah, myself as an artist, I can get out there. Someday I'll have an exhibition. Someday I'll be able to do like legitimate, like documentary quality interviews talking about how much I've been able to do and influence and actually hear feedback that's been documented of people who say these amazing things to me. I've been complimented these past 3 weeks in the strongest ways that I've not even fully processed it. I've kind of just like let it hit me, and I haven't fully let it like fall off me like a drop of water off a duck's back, but I've held on to it, but I haven't processed it. I haven't brought it into my life because sometimes I feel undeserving. I feel like, of course it isn't just me. It isn't what I am doing isn't little solo me. I am the sole product of my ancestors. I am the daughter of an amazing woman. I am a community member of amazing Indigenous minds and peoples, and I am just a person here. In times that I might speak and amazing things are shared through me, and I don't know what was said. So it's not just me as this being. And so there have been times where I've received praise and gratitude that I haven't thoroughly processed, and I haven't been sure how. So I kind of just try and sit there and thank you and take it and know that it goes into a reserve to help me go on and do these things. And I'm just trying to voice that it's fully cyclic. It's that reciprocal cycle from receiving and giving, and times taking back, and times taking moments, and times of giving and expectations to offer. So I mean, like, it's not just give and take, it's not just offer, and it's not just receive, it's constantly cyclic. And in that, these praises have been so strong, and questioning if I'm deserving or not. And somewhere in there I am, and some days I struggle with that. So I have to figure that out in time. I just wanted to create a small little vlog energy offering to those who I connect with and those who mean a lot to me. And hey, maybe there's a stranger on here that was like, who the heck is this chick driving and crying? My name is Canyon Coyote Woman. I am a California native. I am a Mutsun woman. And I stand and continue my work as an artist, as a voice, as an advocate for truth and history. And that involves me doing what I can, where I can, when I can, with whatever I can to go forward. From helping our communities connect, to conversing about Indigenous wellness and releasing pain and anger from colonial trauma, to attempting to learn more ways to stop lateral oppression and lateral violence within our communities, to also attempt and be an advocate for bridging communities, to reminding people it's not just natives versus non-natives, that it is an issue of we need to honor Indigenous peoples, and Indigenous peoples should be acknowledged worldwide. Indigenous peoples of Turtle Island, what is known as the Americas, there's no borders, that we have different peoples, different territories, different histories, different knowledges to honor and be true to, and that Indigenous peoples are all around the world, and it's colonization that has taken over our mind. Yes, it has provided ways that we can adapt and excel as a society and as a civilized sense of whatever that is, and civilization. But we've also been infected with this colonial settler mentality, this disposable nation, this consumeristic, entitled, privileged energy that is negligent and absent-minded of the sacred, and how we need to realign ourselves with Indigenous values. We need to realign ourselves and get to know ourselves better, and get to know our roots, our ancestors better, and get to know space and place. If we acknowledge that Indigenous protocol of the spaces that we visit, if we acknowledge that Indigenous protocol of acknowledging where we are standing and where we are present, that we may better walk forward in a good way, and we may be better stewards of the land and better community members and make better decisions. Some of our decisions will no longer be about the 3, 5, 10 year plan. It might be about the 1 to 7 generation plan, to know that we need to be better with this earth. And so with this work that I'm doing and being exhausted, I'm fundamentally unemployed. And I have bills way over my head, and I'm avoiding a lot of things. I have debt collectors, and I can barely organize myself with any type of filing or paperwork. But that doesn't stop me. That doesn't stop me from going to a rally over here. That doesn't stop me from going to a conference over there. That doesn't stop me from partnering with a world-renowned composer to share my voice as a vocalist, to sing with symphonies. That doesn't stop me from trying to honor truth wherever it is that I stand. From visiting classrooms to talk about the mission curriculum and its absent or disparities of acknowledging Indigenous peoples that the missions occupied. And when it comes to acknowledging California, having over 250, almost 300 languages in California, and there's only like 106 federally recognized tribes, and like 65 or 65 state recognized tribes. There's many family groups and bands and other peoples who are part of that and not even acknowledged. But we need to honor truth and history, because each of those people have history, have knowledge, have culture, and we should respect that. And also the mindset of interacting with that cultural sensitivity awareness, to be able to interact with people who are different than you and be respectful. I want to be part of that conversation. I want to be part of that movement. So when it comes to decolonizing methodologies, I want to learn more of what's out there. When it comes to re-indigenizing our methodologies of engaging in new business practices and connecting and respecting Indigenous peoples of the world, I want to be a part of that. And so I'm already starting working with all these peoples, not getting paid or barely getting reimbursed. And I still go strong because it's worth it. And some people are like, well, you should get a job, you should pay back your debt, you should, get a better car and do payments. I'm sitting here like, I can't conform. I can't. And it's who I am. So I'm working to #indigenize the Bay, working with other people. And it's not just a singular thing. It's not just, Indians of all tribes raising awareness of the 50th anniversary. It's how we as community can come together. It's how Indigenous-led based movements can be the voice to raise awareness, but also how we as peoples on occupied native land can be better stewards of the land and of ourselves, and how we interact with our communities, and how business practices can overlap and do great things. So even if it's not a native business, like let's say like the Christensen Fund, they are a philanthropic organization that help people. Or when we think about, I can't think of things offhand, but like a non-native business who is a strong advocate for Indigenous voices and Indigenous issues, like those people should be raised up, because it's that bridge building, that community building of advocacy and raising awareness to honor that truth and history, is that open mind. Some people are going to say like, what's the point? All that fun stuff. if it doesn't make sense to you, it's going to take a while for it to make sense. And it's not fully my job to convince you. It is up to us to be in charge of our own education. Do you know where it is you're standing on? So far, when I've driven from Mutsunaloni territory into Tamianaloni territory. Earlier today, I spoke at Foothill College. I was in Ramaytush territory. I know at least the names of the languages that were the first languages spoken before Spanish, before English. That's just a little bit. How else and what else can we do to do better? So, I kind of vented, I kind of released, I kind of purged some things I was holding, and yeah, I want to connect with people. I want to connect to indigenize the Bay, and that will be a movement that will do more. So when we see San Francisco, we see the Bay Area as like this hub of the third eye of the world kind of thing. It's where change happens. And if we start influencing change in a good way, and we start raising awareness to honoring truth and history, that movement, that energy can go forward in a good way, and we can start realigning with Indigenous values and raising awareness and the importance and the integrity of conducting ourselves respectfully within our communities, to being more sensitive on a cultural level, and to being more aware of our impact, not just simple ones of the items we buy and the trash we create and the choices we make. So thank you, and talk to you guys later, maybe when I'm on a happier note.